What do you think, guys? Have you been dreaming of a green Christmas? With no snow to plow with the snapper tractor? Just sitting out here getting waterlogged, guys. Let's take a walk to the garage and see what's going on. We're going to do a short vlog and reminisce about the Christmases that I had in the past. And, I'm going to shut that gate. And we're going to talk about, we're going to do a garage tour basically and talk about stuff. This is going to be a vlog. I was going to do, who the frig is that? I was going to do, what do you call it, some Christmas present videos that I got early. But we'll do that in another vid at another time. This is the only vid that's going up on Christmas Eve, so stay tuned, guys. Alright, guys. There's a patch of snow left. So I guess there is a white Christmas. God, it fell. Just kidding, guys. Hi guys, Bleach here. Tried to do a prop fall, didn't work out too very good. Threw out my shoulder there. But, this is just a quick garage tour. Well, maybe not so quick. It may take 20 minutes, half hour, depending on how much I run my mouth. Didn't get much sleep last night. Dreaming about Christmas and stuff. Just kind of obsessing about stuff what I'm going to get for Christmas. I really love Christmas, guys. Sometimes I can't sleep at times. My back and legs were hurting last night. Couldn't sleep. Just listen to music. A lot of Lady Gaga for some reason. Really like her, guys. So we're going to talk about basically stuff I saw in the news about Christmas and past Christmases from my childhood, toys I got and stuff. So guys, I'm watching the news and someone took a picture of all these toys at the Walmart. They're all in shopping carts and stuff, and they're talking about in my local news that people got them from charities and toy charities and stuff for the kids, and the parents took them back and bought beer and alcohol and cigarettes with them, which Walmart discredited and said that's mostly stuff that people just leave on the shelves and we have to restock it. Now, it's obviously BS because people want to do that. What they do at those toy charities is they scratch out the barcodes so they can't be returned. And how the heck are you supposed to know where the toys come from anyways? Because most places they would take the price tags off. I miss my uncle, I miss my grandmother from when I was little. Miss the old house we were in. The garage is a little nicer than this, had a cement floor. It was much bigger than this too. We had like a ranch style house and stuff. Fondest memories is Christmases, on Christmas, playing with my toys in the carpet and leaving them, and my uncle coming in and slipping and falling on them and falling down and swearing, and I would just laugh. And he didn't find it funny at first, and he'd just laugh. He'd go, "Damn it, Mickey." But yeah, he called me Mickey or Mikey or whatever. The neighbor calls me Mikey. My uncle called me Mickey. And I got really cool stuff. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. That was my childhood. It's mostly like Star Wars figures and Batman and stuff. Sesame Street stuff, coloring books, all sorts of nice things we get back then in the 80s. Now kids take coloring books and stuff for granted. They rather color like on an iPod or something. I don't even know if kids color anymore. Who knows? I hope they do. It's fun. How the heck are you supposed to have your mind be creative and learn to draw if you don't color first? But I got this Voltron. I don't know if you remember what Voltron was in the 80s. It was one of the first Japanese animes that made it over here. At least I think it was. It could have been. I'm not 100% sure. And I got the toys from it. There's these really interesting little cars, and you build a robot out of them. I got pictures of it somewhere. I might have lost them over the years, but we had Polaroids of my past Christmases and stuff. I wish I could show them to you guys, and I don't know where they are. But maybe I shouldn't show them to you because it's not a good idea. And holy God, I just noticed you'll see something really awesome. The utility shelf that my neighbor gave me looks to be drunk from too much Christmas and is tipping over and leaning back into my shop. maybe the ground's not level or something, which isn't good. So, I don't know. I just watched a lot of Christmas movies and stuff with my uncle and my grandmother and my mother. I remember there's this one Christmas movie, I can't remember what it was called, but this car kept my uncle had the tendency to rewind stuff on the VCR and keep rewinding it, and I'm laughing about it because it was funny. So I got the bright idea, watching this Christmas movie they recorded for me, to rewind the VCR when this bad guy kept running over the children's toys and smashing them with the car. I thought it was downright hilarious, so I kept on rewinding it. Kind of upset my grandmother. She's like, "You won't believe what he's doing." And my uncle comes in laughing. He just can't believe it. He goes, "That's Mickey." But it's just me and my mother now, and you guys are like my second family. I don't get a lot of views, and I was talked to few friends and stuff, and they're like, it's not the many that watch, it's the few that really get you and connect with you on your personality level and get what you're trying to do. So we're gonna wrap this video up in a minute, and we're gonna do the garage tour. I didn't get to cleaning it. I was gonna clean it today, but I'm a little tired, and I'll probably just start swearing and throwing stuff to the back of the garage so it's never seen again. I do swear. Oh, I want to show you something here, guys. There you go. Merry Christmas. I'd bang you. Aw, now it's a chin strap. There we go, it's a chin strap. Ah, with my eyes. Just trying to headbang it with it, guys, because I'm in headbanging music. If I hold it like this and do death metal, guys. Alright, let's do the garage tour. If my stuff turns up missing and I have to file a police report, I blame you guys. So let's see what we can do. As you can tell, my workbench is a catastrophe. That stuff on the bottom. Let's evaluate the mess I have. This pitcher here, I like to use it for rinsing out gas tanks. This is a little box I picked up at the dollar store. I like to keep parts in. Here's a little crowbar with lead paint on it, probably, that I picked up at the dollar store. Here's the wrench I was using to do the snow blower. Don't know why that's out of my toolbox. Here's my air tank that I use. It's just what do they call these? Like a bowl air tank. The tire for the Simplicity tractor was wedged in by the door. I have to take it down to the mechanic to have him put a tube in it. That'll be $10 or a little more. Not sure. He's quoting me 10. This is the shelf we got there with a can of wasted soda from the dollar store that was just downright disgusting. So I drank it warm, and it sat out here for a while. That's probably why I didn't finish it. There's a weed whacker thing by the reindeer antlers. So I'm going to put this on my weed whacker, which I'll show you in a minute. There's my collection of license plates. You can't really see. Well, you can see that at least. I paid like $30 for that on eBay. I just had to have it. As rusty as it was, it didn't really sell. I loved the patina on it, so I got it. There, I can't see the license plates. Oh well, guys, you've seen them before. You know what they look like. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here. It's raining. There's absolutely no sun outside. We got some empty cans that I ran over with the mower or stepped on of liquid wrench. We just keep. Hopefully, we can get the remnants out of there. There's some PB Blaster, so I use both. What else we got in here? Thing of vice grips, screwdrivers and stuff. Little odds and ends in this box. Half-inch socket, extension. Jason mask from when I did the Halloween video, if you remember. Half-inch wrench. I don't know why that's I just put that there for now. I really got to organize this garage. I got preoccupied with the stuff I was working on and just threw everything all over. That's the bottom of the snapper snowblower. Here's a nice empty can of carb cleaner. It's going to go in a very nice trash bag when I clean up in here. Oh, look at this. This is the one I was going to use on my weed whacker, because that one didn't fit. That was off a weed eater with a bad carb. Which you can see if you're really enthused. There's a empty paint can. They're not good about taking paint cans in the trash, so I tend to keep them and just put stuff in them. What else we got here? Starter fluid. The main extension cord I use. A tribble from Star Trek. Could be an Afro rig, I'm not sure. You might have seen those videos, they were pretty awful. I probably should take them down. There's the Tecumseh cover that came off the snapper. Up there, I don't know if you can see it. See the handle there? Bow and arrow that I picked out of the trash. What else? The oil can that I use is open, face down on the workbench, leaking oil out all over it, because I'm just handy that way. There's a whole collection of dead batteries we just don't want to part with, hoping we can reactivate them and use them. I tried putting water in this little one. My neighbor said it may work if I put spring or distilled water in there. It did not work. Maybe it's because it's too far gone. That's my jump pack right there. I paid like $30 for in Walmart. Or it's a Walmart jump pack basically. It's what do they call it? Schrodinger or something? Walmart sells them for like 50 bucks. I paid 30 for mine on eBay. What else we got in here? A collection of lawnmower belts. The cover to the original snapper. A bicycle that I had since I was little that I don't ride anymore because the seat hurts my manhood, my man area, and kind of crushed it for a while, and girls wouldn't talk to me. Wasn't good, guys. There's another bike over there I just keep because it was one of my first bikes when I was little. Here's the shop radio. I believe it's from the 1970s. It's missing a button there. The most fantastic thing about it is the cord acts as the antenna, and you have to get it just right to get some tunes. Whew. There's one of those light bulb lights there, so I can see. Yeah, this video is kind of boring, guys. Told you it's not much to look at. There's some stuff under there. The Tecumseh engine from the 60s that came off the snapper. Someday I like to find a snapper that has this engine on it. Just use this one for parts. I'm not sure what this is missing. The kids took everything off of it. At least it has the carburetor, the piston. The engine turns over. It has really good compression. I just wish it had all the stuff to it because this was the original 5-horse engine that was on the snapper. There's my jack. I lost the arm to it, and I currently use a 1/2 inch bar on there because it works, and I have to turn it with vice grips to let it down. There's the other one up there, its brother. It's got another one. I just used to buy odds and ends of tools off here. There's the weed whacker, the weed eater that I use for my videos. It's not the Boland's one that was from the video. That one is hanging right in the back there by that mess. I really got to revamp this thing. It's not as bad. It's bad, but I don't want to show it to you too much because it's kind of bad. But it's not as bad as you think. It's organized. I love my clutter. There's my tripod I use. I'm going to use this one for the shop, and I got a new one for Christmas I'm not supposed to know about. There's the mighty MTD covered in grass. Winterized. Just pushed over there out of the way. Yeah. It's got a bucket on there. Good place for it, guys. There's a wood table right there I was planning on building a workbench off of. It's really good wood, so I'm going to keep it. I'll probably just store it somewhere towards the back when I clean and get it out of the way so I have more room. Yeah, there's another toolbox that my friend left me. A black friend of mine left it here for me when he passed away. They said, here, take it or something. He wasn't really doing well. That makes me feel bad. He had diabetes. He lost part of his foot. It was really sad. Really good guy. He's like another mentor to me, besides the neighbor. I painted it that real crummy color. I should have really did better with it. The paint I used, I didn't realize it was stale. I don't know if you can see it. There's a hydraulic jack going to there, like a motorcycle jack. I used that too. The arm is sticking out of the other side of there. Kind of stuffed it under there when I got the workbench. There's part of a muffler pipe I was using on the snapper. There's coffee cans everywhere. I put stuff in them. The neighbor has a huge collection of them. He gives me them to get rid of, and I keep parts and stuff in them. This is the horse head from the Godfather movie. No kidding. I pulled this out of the trash. The guy I work on the computer with, they never paid me. I don't know if he'll ever pay me. At least his computer works. That's something. I did good. Installed the operating system back on it and did it for him and made a backup disk. It's got that chunk out of there. It's got the bench part. I had ambitions of fixing this and replacing the yarn on it. I really don't know how to do that. I suppose I could figure it out. Maybe drill some holes or nail it. You see how it's got the chunk out of it? I thought about just cutting that section off where it's marred up. People are kind of idiots over there. They took screws, kept drilling into it to fix it, which wasn't really safe for the little girl to play on. Alright, we're going to stop it here and we'll do some more. Hold on, guys. Alright, we're back. You might have seen this toolbox in one of my first videos. It was originally purple, but I painted it red. I kind of wanted it like a 55 Chevy color with the red snapper paint color and white. It's got all these sockets and stuff that were in that toolbox there. My friend that passed away with the diabetes. He's a really good guy. I knew him since I was little. He passed away about 10 years ago. That all sorts of stuff in here and came it filled. It's got staples in there and I can't find my staple gun. Hey, that's what happened to my lighter. That's my grill lighter. Wonder what the heck happened to it. I had to use matches for my grill last time I grilled before it got cold. But it's got all sorts of stuff in there. Work gloves. I had a previous video where I shot this where it was tidy, but it's a mess. I just have a habit of just throwing all stuff together and losing track of things. I'm going to stop it here, guys. Hold on for more. There is the engine that was on the Simplicity. With a brand new muffler I bought for it. It's not rusted. That really makes me happy. Thank you, Moisture Garage. I had to dig it out of there and put it into the workbench one of these days. Might be a good candidate for a rebuild. The carburetor balls off of it because it's currently on this engine. So I'm too cheap to spend the $5, $3 on eBay to buy a carb bowl. And this carburetor is still good on it. It did run with that carb. Came off another 89 Briggs. It's in here somewhere. It's all apart and blown. You've seen more videos than you should of this. This is my Simplicity 4211. Got this about 2 to 3 years ago. Maybe 4 now. Probably 3 now. My friend picked it up from a farm. He got it free and I oogled it for about a year or two and then I bought it for like 30 bucks. Started working on it. Got a bit more than I could chew and really messed it up. Didn't put enough oil in the engine when I was testing it to see if it would run. It ran out, it had a knock and it blew the motor. At least it lasted enough to see if the transmission worked. I cut a hole in the side of the wiring which is pretty damn stupid, because I should have just done a push button switch. I had a key switch wired to it, which is another good idea. You can take 2 wires and just wire a key switch. I wish I didn't cut into it. If I was careful, I could have probably lifted it up and got the key switch out of there and just did it that way, but I don't know. I'm going to put a sticker over that or something. I'm going to try to use the wiring harness I have for it. I have an extra one, and I'll try to install it. Maybe during the winter you'll see that. And if it poses too much of a problem, I'm just going to do and hook a push button switch, which is an easy alternative. There's 2 wires to the solenoid, and there you go. Push to start it. And when you want to kill it, you just choke it out. It's the way I do things. I don't really do kill switches too good. I tried to do kill switches before, it didn't really work out. That's the Craftsman tire the neighbor gave me. Held air at first, and when I wheeled it in here, it didn't hold air, so it just needs a tube. That tire does not work too good on the Simplicity, because as you can tell, it's rubbing right next to the axle. There's the deck for the Simplicity. It might need an idler pulley. It does work. This Simplicity tractor has problems. It stalls out. It could be a carburetor issue, which I don't think it is because it runs fine. But when it runs under load, it stalls out. Could be something really wrong with the transmission. Even though the wheels turn, it could still have like a gear or something missing in there. Why it gets hung over. It could have water in the transmission too, and need to be checked out. I'm gonna go through it probably during the winter when it's not so cold. We're probably gonna have a mild winter this year, hopefully. I might take the transmission off of it and just dig into it, see what's wrong with it. Maybe re-grease it and reseal it with some gasket sealant. I forget what it's called. You guys can tell me. But I think it's because of the brakes it's stalling out, or the idler pulleys need to be greased or something. I'll figure it out. Give me time. Now, it could be because the tire keeps going flat on it too. That could be an issue too, why it stalls out. Or the carburetor's not adjusted right. I'll figure it out. Give me time. This video's long, long, long. Remember, Detroit Bike Shop, you asked for this. That's my 1971 Toro reel mower. Oh, there's videos of it. I basically had a stuck exhaust gasket, and I sprayed some PB Blaster in the piston, the PB Blaster on the exhaust gasket, lightly tapped it with a screwdriver or something, a wrench, and just lightly tapped it, and then I turned it by hand and it had compression again. Runs pretty good. Lost all spark. Need to readjust the points as the plunger is probably stuck and not pushing. And what's going on, guys? A lot of fire trucks. My God, I hope no one's Christmas is on fire. That's not good, but tree fire maybe. Who knows? Or an accident. Maybe someone having too much to drink and crash, which is terrible. Getting off track here, guys. Basically, the plunger. Who knows if you even heard that siren? But the plunger isn't pushing up to release the points to give it spark. I would convert it to a electronic ignition, but I like the points better. It doesn't cut grass at all. I try to cut grass with it. It gets clogged. I have no idea what's wrong with it. I sharpened the blades. Basically, all it is a showpiece to take to tractor shows if I ever get to some. And my God, what's going on? Yeah, my ambulance, guys. Oh, I'm losing my mind. But basically, it's just a showpiece that you can take to tractor shows and stuff and just start it up and like, oh, look at that. That's neat. It's obviously the bodies from the 50s. They made these in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. At first, I thought this was a 61 2-horsepower Briggs, but it did run. I mean, it was I thought it was a 61 horsepower Briggs because it was I found a real mower that had a 61 engine. It was like mine. Oh God. Stay with me, guys. Sorry it's so long. Yeah. There's the Snappers. That's the one that I started with my old drill box sitting on it that broke. And there's a box to a heater that don't work. This guy has a bad transmission. And, God, I wonder what's going on. It's scaring the crap out of me, guys. I hope everyone's okay. This has a bad transmission in it. I tried to rebuild it. It worked for a while, and the chain snapped again. I think it has a bushing problem in the right, because the bushings aren't on the left or in the right. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'll figure it out sometime. It may take a year or two. I may do it next year. It slides side to side when I shift it, and it's really not supposed to. And it just wiggles the chain back and forth in the gears, and then it just slips off and snaps. But this is basically, I don't think I should rebuild this. Maybe I'll get, I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I'll shoot a video and strip the snapper down and break it up so it's easier to store. And scrap the transmission, obviously. Take whatever I can off of it, scrap the transmission. And I don't know what I want to do with it. I just want to kind of keep it for parts of the Snapper Common over there. Oh yeah, it's the Forrest Gump mower you've seen in the movie. Virtually the same thing. It's a 265X Snapper Comet. I really like it. It's got a 5 horsepower Briggs on there. The primer bulb is electrical taped. It ripped right apart. I couldn't find a primer bulb offhand, and I put electrical tape on there. Yeah. So yeah, it works like that. It's kind of hard to start, but once it gets going, it moves. The only problem is I couldn't figure out what size the belt was. I tried 1/2 by 70, 1/2 by 69. I even adjusted the deck to fit the belt. The belt keeps slipping off of it. The engine probably isn't powerful enough to power the deck, although this did have a 5 horsepower Tecumseh on here. So last resort, I'm going to try a 1/2 by 71 belt and readjust the snapper. Split it apart at the bar and make it tight so it'll work. And if it's correct, it should have enough length for the thing to cut. Alright, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. There's the weed whacker that you saw in that video, I believe. They got 14,000 views. The cord's out of it. It doesn't work now. And it might have been a different one. I don't know where it is, but I think it's got a bad carb. My God, they're sending a lot of people. Must be something bad. Yeah, look at this. Nice oil rag. The oil rag is the mascot of my garage and my YouTube channel. And then we got a shelf that's kind of junked up. The sandpaper and various gas cans the neighbor gave me that he was just getting rid of, that he took off mowers, didn't have any more. The gas lines are good, I might use them. Those will be on future mowers that maybe have a tin gas can that has too far gone through the holes, and I'll use that on there. There's some starters up there that currently don't work. I think the bushings may be good in them, or maybe not. Someday I'll take them and see if I can rebuild them, but I just keep them for the sake of keeping them because I like them. I'm a hoarder, guys. I'm kidding. Well, maybe somewhat. I don't know. I don't know if you can see it. There's a old reel mower there like this one. You push it and it barely works and cuts grass. Well, that's it for this video, guys. I hope this answers your question what my garage looks like. Oh, hold on. I'll show you this. This is the last thing I'll show you. I can even lift it. Oh, come on. Hold on, guys. We're live here. We're live. This is the mechanic's tool set I picked up at Walmart. It's missing a few sockets. They're probably in the they're in the red toolbox. And look, it's really nice. When you close it, all the stuff falls out of it. It's really nice. I love it. It's got all sorts of odds and ends and sockets. I have all the sockets to these. I keep them in the middle there. Sometimes it's easier to put them back. That's the way this thing is. They don't want to fit in the mounts that's there. Those are some Allen wrenches. It's basically what I use. I use my Good Craftsman wrench when I use these sockets. I picked that up for $2.50. I picked up another one on eBay for $10. Yeah, missing socket set that I use. It also has, let me close this up, guys. I'm having heart palpitations, guys. Not good. I think it's my asthma. It also has this stuff. All sorts of bits and things. I have no idea what those bits are for. You've seen this in a previous video, I believe. But this has this thing. I think that hooks up to these, so you can use them. It's got all these Torx bits and stuff. You can hook into a screwdriver and use. Or the ratchet, I believe. The small ratchet that came with this. I still have. It's missing. Holy frig, guys, there's a lot of sirens. My God. They sent a lot of ambulances. I saw about 5 of them go by. Not good, guys, on Christmas Eve. I love you guys. Hope you can see me okay. Let's go back to where we were. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. I won't be sharing this video on the mower groups on Facebook. Just on my main Facebook page and the YouTube channel sites that are on there. And I don't know. Merry Christmas, guys. Take care. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's long as frig. And it's kind of boring. But I hope it's not boring. I hope you enjoy seeing my junk. I love you guys. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Hit thumbs up. Hit thumbs down. Merry friggin' Christmas, guys. I love you all. Take care. Bye.